Hello internet users, my name is Jumpman Jalen. Today we're going to be doing a review over the Shai 001 by Converse. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's first signature shoe. In particular, the butter colorway. So first, I would like to start by talking about how I obtained these beauties. Tuesday, June 24th, Converse and Shai had a pop-up in downtown Oklahoma City. Immediately following the OKC Thunder's championship parade, I went and lined up outside of the pop-up area at, it's probably about 7:30 that morning. I was there with a chair, and some of the homies were there too, and we all just lined up, not really knowing what we were getting ourselves into, nor knowing how many pairs, how many sizes, who, what, when, where, why, how. We had no clue other than the shoes are here and we got a hope and a dream. So Shai's pop-up was here, and then one block over the parade was going on. So the friends I was with didn't really care to see the parade. I did. So they held my spot in line, and it was chill. Like, it was chill for the most part. Everybody was lined up, you know, chit-chatting, typical camp out stuff. If you've ever camped out for a sneaker, you know the vibes. Like, it's real chill up until right before it's time for things to start. And inevitably, here we are in 2025, and nothing has changed. So the parade finishes, and as soon as all the players, you know, run by the intersection that we're standing in, a wave of people, just like buffalo, they just herd immediately towards the pop-up. I'm not really too worried about it because I know the homies are back there holding my spot. Shout out to Easy, shout out Peyton, shout out Chris, shout out Joel, shout out Ja, shout out Carter, shout out Kyrie, shout out all Too Easy, man, shout out all Too Easy. Mind you, when I got there at 7:30, I was probably about 8th in line, all right? Needless to say that when I got back to my spot, people were just crowding by the front entrance, just a mob of people, like just crowding by the front gate. So, and shout out to the Converse workers, man. They did their best hosting that event because it was hot. Their iPads weren't working, overheating, things of that nature, people cutting and all that. So shout out to them for still managing to pull off a great event. So eventually the line finally starts. They get everything in order. We're able to get in, and they're handing out raffle tickets. By the time I was able to go through and get my raffle ticket, the guy said I was number 20. Mind you, when I said I got there at 8 that morning, or 7:30 that morning, I was 8th in line. But, you know, we move, we ball. So we get into the event, and the first thing that you do, like when you walk in, was you have this little shooting course they had. You had to shoot a layup, a midi, a free throw, and a three. And after you did that, you would get a little souvenir, pair of socks that I still have not opened. Let's do that right now. Pair of socks. So I'm a big sock guy. Like, I care about stuff like this. So it's a pair of socks with Shai's logo on it. So I was able to get a pair of socks, and everybody goes through. You could only hang out in the space for about like 30 minutes or so. And at the end of your 30 minutes, they were calling raffle tickets. So, I mean, there's people all over the place. Everybody's huddled around the fence. It's just real, like, Rucker Park vibes, right? You know, the people waiting to get in, and there's people inside. So I'm not even thinking that I have a chance whatsoever to get these. So they're calling numbers. I'm recording, taking pictures, whatever like that. Not really paying too much attention, because if I'm tuned into the numbers, my anxiety, so I'm like, man, I ain't even gonna worry about it. So the numbers are calling. I'm halfway paying attention to my ticket. And shout out Jay Jones, man. Shout out Jay Jones.
Jay, quick question, bro. If you wear that 10, what size should you get?
You gotta get that 10.
Shout out Kick Genius, man. But so Jay Jones calling the numbers. And he's like 6, 5, 5, 0, 0. And I kind of like start to look up a little bit from my camera. Then he said 6. Then I really started to look up. My ears like perked up. Then he said that last 0. I promise you, I heard nothing but white noise. Heard nothing but white noise. My ears are ringing. I'm looking around like that Mr. Krabs meme where he's like, that was literally me. And I just started freaking out. Shout out Cam. I think he caught my reaction. If I have that, I'm gonna add that in here right now.
6, 5, 5, 0, that's you!
Big shout out to Converse, shout out to Shai. Because in the sneaker community, when you win a raffle, that means you win the opportunity to purchase the shoe. This was a true raffle. They pulled my ticket, they asked me what size I needed, they handed it to me and said, all right, see you later. No funds were exchanged. These were completely free, being a true raffle. Because this is the bag that they came in. With Shai's logo, nice little dust bag, very, very nice, very stylish, very convenient. And once you open the dust bag, you know, you're greeted with these, and you're greeted with a card. And it reads, 1 out of 100, OKC first and exclusively yours. Before the rest of the world, the Shai 001 is inspired by the athlete and the artist, crafted to break molds and rewrite history. Now it's your turn to take this pair and push the game further. Shout out to homie that was passing out the stuff, because I definitely doubled back over there and asked, bro, could I get one of these free headbands that was given away? All right, so now I'm going to talk about some pros, some cons, and my thoughts on these after having them for 4 days. So let's start off with the negative and end positive. First negative is that they run about half a size big in my opinion. I wear an 11 for the most part, but 10.5 in some shoes, kind of depending. And this is one that I definitely needed to go down half a size in, and I didn't know that prior to getting these. So if you look in here, it's just like creased up really bad just because they're half a size too big. My toe literally stops right here. And shoes I have on right now, Chicago's, oh, can you see that? Chicago's Austin Founds are an 11, and they fit fine, perfectly fine. Obviously it's a much slimmer shoe, but I think in terms of sizing, I would compare it like the way your foot feels in here may be similar to an Air Force, kind of very roomy, so you gotta go down half a size, maybe even a full size, depending on how you like your shoes to fit. Another negative, man, I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but y'all see that? Y'all see that? Had the shoe 4 days. It seems as though it's already coming apart. I've only hooped in them once, and it was very lightly for about 30 minutes. And after the 30-minute hoop session, that split was there. I don't know if that's just my pair. I don't know if this is going to be an ongoing issue with every pair, but it is something that did happen to me. I'm not saying this happened to everybody. I'm not really sure, but Converse Shai, if you're watching, hopefully that's something y'all can get on top of before it's too late, because I'm looking forward to this shoe. In my opinion, this might be shoe of the year. This is a breath of fresh air. Literally, we haven't seen anything like this from Converse ever. I've seen a lot of comparisons to the Iverson 4s, I think it is, the other ones with the zipper. Very reminiscent, but not the same. But other than those two things, I don't really have anything else negative to say about them. Like I said, they run half a size big, in my opinion. Hopefully when they come out in fall, They are readily available, and you can go to your local retailer and try them on yourself, because I definitely recommend that. As far as the positives go, man, I think that these are a really good looking model. Definitely something new, something different. You take Shai's name off of these, and you probably could still tell that it's inspired by him. You can definitely see his fingerprints all over the shoe in terms of the quality, the material. We have like a light nubuck that's wrapped around the shoe, followed by this neoprene around the zipper here. And it's kind of like a Jordan 7 or like a Huarache, if you've ever had one of those. But like when you unzip it here, this whole piece right here is like a little booty that wraps around your foot. So like once you have them laced up and tied, like if you wanted to hoop in them, the lockdown is definitely there. Another positive is definitely the colorways that are coming out, man. You got the Charm Blacks, Aries Gray, the Mossy Blues, shout out to Mossy, and the Haley Clay, I think is the name of the color. In terms of comfort, there is a zoom unit right here, and you can definitely feel it. I think that this is definitely comfortable to wear off the court, and then on the court, you're not gonna feel any change in the level of comfort. Like whenever I did hoop in these, definitely couldn't tell that I had these on. Like they don't feel clunky, they don't feel bulky, they don't feel heavy. Another thing is the traction on the bottom. We have the multi-directional traction, so it's gonna grip the court very well. Moving, cutting, stopping on a dime, like literally the way the outsole is perfect for Shai's game in terms of all the stop and go and herky-jerky moves that he performs on the court. That wraps up my thoughts, pros and cons on the Shai 001. I think in conclusion, this might be shoe of the year, man. It's definitely up there for me. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Top 3 so far would probably be these, with the Kobe 8s and Galaxy foams. I promise I'm not an old head. I'm just trying to comfort my inner child and get all the shoes that I couldn't get when I was a kid. So stay tuned for the on feet portion after this. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. We out.
Bag and fumble it, I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight up the lot, 300 cash, and the car came with a blunt in it. Lil' mama like Finna get fight this year, so far I like this year. They think it's like, alright, let me show you. Change lights been down like twice. 2 times up top, no swipes. Double tap too soon, 2 times. So the only thing to do kiss vibes. Like, these things gotta make right. They like me, tell see my left on B, gotta be right. Send it back sign with an e-bite. They stay pride with a reply. They stay tight, wanna be my night. Shit you sick, gotta rewrite. Bad, pull up to the spot, living too fast. Dropping the dope in the stack. Italy, got too far. Try the top when it's cold, but you feel the heat. Be real with me, keep it 100, just be real with me. I don't take naps. Me and the money on way too attached, like go and do that. Also relax. That is a special right on my back, I gotta unpack. Eat it up like it's a feast. They say the dope gon' flee.
Percocet pill on me. I saw my nigga, baby, chill with me. Back as I can on my sleep, gon' flee. And I can't spend on that penny for me.
I could go make enough money off that and not even rap. What's that? Facts?
Summer dunk in my drink. Hop out the frog and leave. I put them boots in the fender. I bet she walk around like she Christian. I used to break in the anthem. Take her running like the game of temple. Simple, I play with a mantle. Mama said she saw me on Jimmy Kimmel. Canada, cause I'm a minus, him walking with the rats, I'm looking